Hello, welcome to Sector Wargaming. I'm Ed, and I am joined
by Chris.
Absolutely lovely gentleman who has made the journey all the way from
near Coventry
to be with us today. And we are very grateful. Thank you very much.
No worries.
And today we have a twofer. Two legions that have never been on our channel before. We have the wonderful, the glorious Salamanders, and we have the
Alpha Legion, sticking in the shadows.
The Alpha Legion, keeping it low-key. And anyone who watched my recent release of an event overview knows how I feel about Alpha Legion. So Thank you very much for bringing them on.
Most welcome.
Yeah. Now, I have to do a quick shout-out and thank you to John and his painting team. He is a Consider It Done. Is that right? God, I can't remember the name. Can't remember the name of his mini company. I'm going to flash it up and he's going to tell me off because I got it wrong. These are his Salamanders and I have nicked him and I'm using them today. Also, a massive shout out to your gaming group.
Indeed. Scribes of War from Stratford-upon-Avon. We meet every Sunday if anyone happens to be in the area. 40k, AOS, Heresy, you name it, we play it.
Fantastic. Today we're playing 3K.
Indeed.
We have rolled up Hammer of Anvil and we are doing Shatter Strike.
Indeed.
So that's getting into each other's deployment zones. We've both got our Primarch.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes,
Vulcan is going to redeem himself from the Primarch tournament where Alfaria shivved him. Which
I don't believe it.
No one believed it. No one believed it, but the dice don't lie. So Vulcan is going to try and redeem himself. Lots of infantry. It's fantastic. You've got no tanks at all.
No tanks at all, just walkers. Everything has shields.
Walkers, infantry, deep striking, outflanking, all the tricks you'd expect the Alpha Legion to be playing.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Good luck to you, sir.
Good luck. Thank you very much.
Let's get in. Let's get playing.
Indeed. The harrowing has been called, and the Alpha Legion have responded. Alfarius leads the army with his retinue of Linnaean Terminators. They are equipped with 2 Power Fists, 2 Chain Fists, Power Axes, and Volkites. Along with them, they have a Contemptor Dreadnought, equipped with a Chain Fist, a Power Fist, and 2 inbuilt Melter Guns. There are 2 tactical squads, each 15 man. The Sergeant is equipped with a Power Fist and Artificer Armour. There is also a Vexilla in each unit. Along with the tactical squads, there is an Assault Squad. The Sergeant is equipped with a Power Fist and Artificer Armour. And there are also 2 Recon Squads. In each Recon Squad, there are 5 Nemesis Bolters and an Augury Scanner. Bringing up the fast attack, we have a unit of Headhunters. There are 10 Headhunters equipped with Combi Plasmas and Combi Melters. Finally, in heavy support, we have 2 Deredeo Dreadnoughts with the Arachnus Las Cannon and Boreas Air Missiles. Also, coming along with the harrowing, we have Exodus. He is the Master Sniper, targeting all enemy characters.
$3,000 points of Salamanders today, running the Covenant of Fire Rite of War, led by Vulcan. And of course, what Salamander's army wouldn't be complete without a Spartan and a load of Fire Drakes for him to go in. And as per the Rite of War, I have to have a champion. And not as per the Rite of War, but as per the Rite of Sense, a Primus Medicae to give me all those lovely reroll It Will Not Dies. I have 2 10-man tactical squads, one where the Sergeant has Artificer Armour and a Power Sword, and the other where the Sergeant has Artificer Armour and a Power Fist. 2 units of Pyroclasts, with a Power Fist upgrade for the Sergeant. 2 Contemptor Dreadnoughts, one with dual Volkite, one with a Fist with Grav and a Melter Gun. And finishing off the list, I have a Sikaran Battle Tank, and a Arcus battle tank with helical targeting array and laser cannon side sponsons. That's my 3,000 points for today. Not much of it, but it's all spicy.
Alpha Legion deployment. We've started with the assault squad on the right flank, hoping to try and rush up the flank and get into the enemy deployment zone for Shatter Strike. They're backed up by a Deredeo Dreadnought, just shutting down any access up the road. Holding the centre, we have a tactical squad, which is being supported by the Contemptor Dreadnought and a second Deredeo. Over on the left flank, we have another tactical squad, hoping to just anchor us to the corner. In reserves, I have my Headhunters, which will be outflanking. Alfarius and the Linnaeans will be deep striking, and my 2 recon squads and Exodus will be infiltrating.
Salamanders deployment, and I was in the middle of deploying when both Chris and Nick went, oh yeah, just remember the Alpha Legion can redeploy. So I got a bit nervous doing this. Anyway, over on my right flank, I have put the Death Star Spartan. He is going to drive straight down the road and into the guts of the Alpha Legion, or he's going to have to react to Alfarius, whichever I decide. I've hidden the Arcus at the back because Sikrans have quite a lot of movement, and I can get him out if I get lucky. Otherwise, he's hiding from evil, nasty Deredeos with big glass cannons. The normal Sikran is just sat in the middle to react either way. Dreadnoughts up the front to go and cause some Daka Daka Doom Doom. And my tactical Marines just positioned to provide some covering support. Last but not least, the Pyroclast. 1 unit here, again, just going to start moving through cover. And the last unit hidden behind this wall, just for some cover, because I'm expecting lots of Alpha Legion shenaniganry.
Starting with the infiltrators, we have a recon squad deployed in the centre of my deployment zone, good field of fire across the battlefield. Exodus is holding the centre, waiting for some character to pop his head up. And over on the right flank we have another recon squad with its eyes set on the Pyroclasts. Also on the right flank we have the outflank marker for my Headhunters coming in on the right flank. Thanks to Alfarius, I have chosen to redeploy a couple of units. I have moved my tactical squad, which was on the left flank. They are now over on the right flank. And I've also moved a Deredeo from the right flank over to the left flank, targeting the Spartan.
Who knew? So, it is night fighting on the roll of a 6 up there, well done Chris, and I am going to try and emulate that with a roll of a 6 and seize, which I definitely don't.
Alpha Legion turn 1 movement. We started with the assault squad just pushing up the right flank, hoping to take the fight to the tactical squad or make it early into the deployment zone. Paired with that we have my Contemptor Dreadnought, which is just running up the middle. Not too sure what it'll do yet, but we'll find out. Everything else is holding still. We're going to hold our deployment zone and try and hold back the green tide. Starting Alpha Legion turn 1 shooting. The Deredeos will open fire on the Salamanders Spartan. First of all, we have the Arachnus las cannon. Because of night fighting, I am hitting on 3s. Thankfully, they are twin linked.
And just to mention 21, he's got helical targeting array, which is how you can hit me at this range. That's better.
That's 2 hits. Strength 10 against front armour 15 because of the flare shield.
Correcto.
So looking for 5s to glance. That's 1 pen and a reroll, thanks to, in the tray. The reroll is thanks to Sunder. That's 1 pen so far.
Lovely.
Do you have
See what the pen does. Not from this one.
Okay.
Your pen is a 5, which is a weapon destroyed, and on the roll of a 5 up, you get Exoshock. So you cause another pen to me.
In the tray again.
No. So
No extra.
weapon destroyed, which has to be a battle weapon, which is one of my last cannons.
That's a great start. Continuing the shooting phase, the second Derideo opens fire on the Spartan. Again with the las cannons to start with. So far that's 1 hit, twin linked for the second. Still just the 1 hit.
Good. Keep it that way.
Strength 5, strength 10, looking for 5s to glance. That's nothing there, but a reroll. That's still nothing. Woo! Not so great. The recon squad will fire into the pyroclasts next to the Spartan, using their nemesis bolters. Again, because of night fighting, I'm hitting on 4s. That's 3 hits so far. Wounding on 3s at strength 5. That is 3 wounds, none of which are AP2.
Lovely. These are against the pyroclasts, so I have 2 up armor save. Of course, I fail 2 and lose a man.
So need a pinning check, please, for the pyroclasts.
Lovely, which I pass.
Of course. The second recon squad will open fire into the tactical squad that's in the middle of the field. Again, looking for 4s thanks to night fighting. That's not great, just 1 hit. And again, needing 3s to wound. Typically, that's no wounds. He's now opening fire on a tactical squad right over on my far right flank. There's a single guy poking his head up out to the top of the tower. It's just asking for a 50 cal to be put through his skull.
No, you bad man.
So I'm hitting on 2s with ballistic skill 6. If I roll a 1, I can re-roll and I hit on a 6. He hits, firing his single shot. That's strength 7, so wounding on 2.
This is a lot to kill attack, Marine.
He is very much dead, but that is also brutal 2.
Are you
At
kidding me?
AP2.
Do I get a cover save?
No, he ignored.
We've looked it up and I do get a cover save. So, brutal 2, I have to roll 2 dice. 2 5-ups, obviously I'll be fine. No, he is dead. And because he dies, I now need to take a pinning tech and -1 leadership because it is dark and scary out here, which I pass. Salamanders turn 1 moving and tricky. Always tricky fighting Alpha Legion. Have to remember they count as 2 inches further away than they even are. My Spartan that survived has bombed forward. This is the last cannon that I chose to have destroyed from the Derideo shooting, and he's gone forward his full 12 inches because I obviously want to get in the opponent's deployment zone and I want to make the Spartan very scary and threatening to protect everything else. My Contemptor has bombed up through the middle of all these ruins and is facing down his opposition. Pyroclast shifted forward. Sicran shifted forward. The Arcus I had a bit more of a hesitation with. He has got the helical array, so if I'd stayed still, I get to reaction fire for free and use his weapons that normally you wouldn't be able to when stuff arrives from reserve, and obviously there's quite a lot of reserves coming in, but I also actually want to fire him this turn, so I did shift him forward and he is going to fire as much as he can. I reckon I need to start crippling Alpha Legion early. Over here, pretty much the same story. Tactical squad, Volkite and Pyroclast shifted forward, all facing down over here, and Chris did not react. Beginning of my shooting phase, and a tiny caveat to my movement phase. Because the Alpha Legion's -2 inch shenaniganry, my Pyroclasts were out of range, and Chris was an absolute gentleman, and he did let me run forward my Pyroclast, so thank you very much, Chris. But I'm going to open things up by firing my Contemptor into the opponent. Alpha Legion Contemptor. God, that was bad English. Right. So let me start with my melter guns. So 2 shots. Lovely. Would be hitting on 3s, but they both hit. Wonderful. And wounding on 3s. That is 2 invulnerable saves for you, sir.
2 5-ups. Both failed.
2 wounds. And I'm now going to fire my grav gun at you because I want you to be concussed. So, little template. Obviously, I'd center it over the top. That would be a 4 and 1. Let me do the maths. Maths is hard on camera. So, after practicing my maths off camera, that's where the shot was targeted, and it ended up just clipping like that. Beautifully. So, Haywire against Dreadnoughts. 2 through 5 is up to invuln, and a 6 is ignores everything. That is a 1, does nothing. Next up, my Arcus is opening up into that self-same Dreadnought. So, the top missiles, which are hitting on 4s, because it's dark and scary. I hit 3 times, and they are strength 8, so I need 3s to wound. That is 3 invuln saves, please, because they're still AP 2.
Marvellous. 3 invulnerable saves coming up. 5 up.
Nicely done, absolutely. And one of my last cannons can see you. It hits, and it wounds on a 2. It does wound, don't you dare, Chris.
Another 4.
Don't you dare.
Number 1. That was a 5, but on the tray.
No!
That's a 6.
Spartan now taking up the mantle of trying to actually hurt this Contemptor. God damn it. He's only got 2 last cannons left. They are twin linked, so they both hit because it's dark, and 2s to wound. That is 2 wounds, sir.
2 more 5-ups.
Right, moving quickly on to my heavy bolter, which can hurt you if I get really lucky, hitting on 4s, twin linked. I used to like you, Chris. And then needing 6s to wound. No. Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
Quick caveat, it didn't actually hurt anything, but I should have been snap firing those heavy bolters because I did move 12. Okay, on to my Sikaran, and I've given up shooting that sodding Contemptor. So I'm going to start targeting these Recon Marines at the back. Now, as well as being their +2, these guys also have Shroud Bombs, which makes them -8. Freaking shenaniganry. But my top gun is still in range, so I'm going to fire that at them. So hitting on 4, I have searchlights on this tank, which is why I can see this far. That is a lot of misses. That is 2 hits. And strength 7, so 2s to wound. That is 2 wounds. Full armor save though.
Okay, that's 2 3-up armor saves.
Yay!
And 1 shrouding save of 5-up.
Boo! Yeah.
No!
I can kill something. Heavy bolters are out of range then of that Recon Marine. So firing at the closest infantry unit I can actually see is I can fire 1 of my sponsons at this assault squad. Hitting on 4s. 1 hit. And wounding on 3s. That is 1 wound, sir.
1 armor save coming up. 3-up.
Nice.
Passed.
Nice. So I'm firing the Pyroclasts, and I'm firing them as melter guns into this assault squad. Because of my -2 range, only 4 of them are in range, and the maximum I can kill is 3. And Chris is declaring...
I will be evading.
Nice. So, these will be hitting on 4s, because it's dark, so I only hit twice. But they're melter, strength 8, so I'm wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds, sir.
2 5-up shrouding saves.
Nice.
1 saved, 1 dies.
My tactical marines continuing to pick on the assault squad. So no one's in rapid, everyone's in single shot though, so 10 shots, hitting on 4s. That is cocked. So reroll that one, and lovely. Wounding on 4s. That is a whole 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds for me, sir.
4 armor saves coming up. That is 3-up to pass. All safe.
Love it. Second tactical squad trying to emulate the first. The wall in front of me makes things a bit tricky, but I can still see everything just about. So 9 shots because the Exodus executed one of my men, hitting on 4s. Not bad, and wounding on 4s as well. For a grand total of 3 wounds this time, sir.
Let's ditch the red dice. 3 armor saves coming up. That's a cock dice.
Yeah. Ooh,
2 fails.
Excellent. And the last thing I have in my shooting phase is my dual Volkite is firing into the assault squad. So 12 shots, hitting on 3s. Lovely. I'm winning on 2s because it's strength 6. Excellent. Oh, that was bad. That would be 5, please, sir.
5 armor saves.
Yeah.
Oh no, 1 failed.
1 goes down. D-flag. Wounds again.
1 more armor save. Failed again. 2 assault marines down. Check for over 25% casualties. Sergeant is still alive, but because it is dark, I am on leadership 7. They're fine.
Nice.
Beginning of turn 2, rolling to see if night fighting continues. This is on a 4-up. It does not. Day has broken.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Start of turn 2 for Alpha Legion, I have my reserve rolls. First of all, we have Alpharius with the Linnaeans, deep striking. This is on a 3-up. No.
Ooh.
And the Headhunters, can they come in outflanking on a 3-up? Yes, they do.
Lovely. Is it disordered, however?
That is on a roll of a 1. It is! Hey! It is disordered!
Hey! Interesting.
Start of Alpha Legion turn 2 movement. Because my outflanking reserves were disordered, Ed ever so kindly moved them all the way back up the board into my deployment zone.
You fully deserved it.
100% I did. So we'll see what we can do with those. The tactical squads have both moved up, just standard movement, hoping to get a couple of pot shots off at something. The assault squad has pressed forwards, looking to try and get a charge. Perhaps on the tactical squad, maybe on the dreadnought, I'm not too sure just yet. My Contemptor dreadnought has pressed up towards the Spartan, to which Ed then reacted and advanced, so we are now right on each other. Starting the shooting phase, the Contemptor dreadnought will open fire with his melter guns into the Spartan. This is 2 shots, looking for 2s to hit. That's 2 hits. And now I'm looking for 7 on 2d6.
Yeah, because obviously Armoured Saramite's gone!
So the first shot will be a nothing there, and the second shot will be a glance.
Got lucky there.
Continuing the shooting, the first Derideo will open fire on the Sicaran battle tank. With the las cannons, I am needing 2s to hit. That's double 6 for 2 hits. Front armour is 13,
correct.
So needing 3s to glance with rerolls. That's a glance and a pen. I can't reroll the glance, I believe. It's only failed armour pens.
No, Sunday you can, but you have to accept the second.
I will take that. It's exactly the same.
It's the game.
So it's a glance and a pen.
Lovely. There is some intervening, so I do get a 6-up attempt to this. So against the pen, I take it, and against the glance, I take it.
Let's see what the penetrates does.
Yeah.
Whoops. On the trait.
+1 becomes shaken, and then you get Exoshock,
Indeed.
5-up.
No!
So 2 hull points down and shaken.
The second Derideo will open fire on the Sicaran as well. So needing 2s to hit with the las cannons. That's 2 hits. And again, needing 3s to glance. 1 pen, 1 reroll. Still, just the 1 penetrates hits. So that's a 6-up cover save.
6-up cover save! Oh.
So close. And we'll see what we do. 3 becomes a 5, which is weapon destroyed. No, it becomes a 4.
4, yeah.
Which is snap shooting again.
Stunned.
Yes.
4 is stunned. So no shoot.
And Exoshock. On a 5, it does. So is that just another...
It's another penetrating hit.
Marvellous. So that's another 4. So
That's stunned again.
yeah. Once the Derideos have fired and the smoke settles, we realise the Sicaran has been wrecked, which is fantastic. Moving on now to the Recon Marines. who are opening fire on the pyroclasts towards the centre of the board. Thankfully, there's no night fighting now, so I am hitting on 3s. That's great, 4 hits. I should declare precision shots, so I'm going to put 3 of these on the sergeant that is in the unit.
Lovely.
Rending on 5s, otherwise wounding on 3s. That's 2 rending, so that's 2 AP2s and 1 regular wound on the sergeant.
Lovely.
And 1 fails to wound on the squad.
Lovely. So the sergeant is dead because he's got a 2-up armor save and 2 of those are rending. And does the other wound roll over then?
No. So we'll just shoot the corpse.
Sergeant is dead. So with my warden dead, I need a pinning check, and I'm down to leadership 8 now because of that loss. And I fail on the roll of a 9, so the pyroclasts are pinned.
Continuing the shooting, the 2nd recon squad will shoot the Salamanders tactical squad. Again, I'm going to declare that I'll put 3 shots into the sergeant. The other 2 will go into the unit. Hitting on 3s. That is all of them hit. I should have declared which one was which. So we'll say the 3 green ones are the 3 that are on the sergeant.
Right.
So the ones on the sergeant to wound are looking for 3s. 5s are AP2. That's just 1 wound, regular armor saves, and then 2 regular wounds. That's 1 AP2 on the unit.
Lovely. So the AP2 one, do I still get a cover save against
You
it,
do.
sir? So 5-up cover save. No, he dies, and the sergeant needs a 2-up armor save, and he lives. So I do lose 1 man.
That is still a pinning.
Pinning. Yeah. So I am pinned.
Marvellous.
Right then, I looked to return fire with these boys, but then Chris was like, oh yeah, I've got the shroud bomb shenanigan. So 18, I am out of range, so my bolt's gone. So I'm actually going to declare evade, so the 1 man who got hurt on a 5-up doesn't die. Don't worry about it.
Legion will continue their shooting with the assault squad into the tactical squad. Now that they are pinned, I'm not scared for return fire. So there are 7 bolt pistols hitting on 3s. That's pretty good rolling. 1 miss. And I will be wounding on 4s. That's 1 cocked dice. That's not so great rolling with just 2 wounds.
Lovely. And I still lose a man.
Alpha Legion Tactical Squad open fires on the same Salamander Tactical Squad, trying to keep the suppression fire up. Only 3 guys are in range, so we're going to roll 3s to hit. And that's 3 misses.
Yay!
2nd Alpha Legion Tactical Squad opening fire on the pyroclasts. I've only got 4 guys in range this time, so this is 4 shots hitting on 3s. That's much better. 4 hits. And wounding on 4s. That's 2 wounds.
2-up armor saves. I'm absolutely fine.
Makes sense. Wrapping up the Alpha Legion shooting, Exodus is opening fire on the Contemptor Dreadnought. He is firing his 3 shots from the instrument. This is Ballistic Skill 6, Strength 7, AP 2. So that's 2 hits so far. Reroll the 1 on a 6, it hits because of Ballistic Skill 6. That's a miss. So that's 2 hits. Strength 7, so wounding on 4s. Nothing. No wounds caused.
Lovely. And we'll just quickly say, I would have loved to declare return fire because Vulcan gives me 2 in the opponent's phase. And as we just said, Chris was, I'm in 24, I can do this amazing shot. But because he's Alpha Legion, that means for me, he's 26 away. So I can't actually shoot my multi-melter in return. Shenanigans! The Pyroclasts also need a leadership check for losing 25% of their men, but they hold.
Starting the Alpha Legion turn 2 assault phase, the Contemptor is going to charge Ed's Spartan, and over on the other flank, my assault squad will be charging the tactical squad, which is pinned.
Lovely. I would love to overwatch with the tactical squad, but as we've said, they're pinned, so all I can do is overwatch with the heavy bolter from my Spartan. So 4 shots, hitting on 3s, all hit, needing 6s to wound. No, it's okay.
Marvellous. Having just rolled the charge distance, obviously I am +2 to my distance, thanks to my movement modifier. I rolled a 7, so I'm clearly in combat. And the same goes for the Contemptor Dreadnought. There's no need to even roll that. +1 to my movement brings me into combat.
Nice.
Starting the combat with the Contemptor about to punch the Spartan with his chain fist. I have 5 attacks, hitting on 3s. These are all going through the chain fist. So that's just 1 that failed to hit with a 1. And the rest are 2d6, and I need a 4 to glance. So that's 1 pen. That's another pen. Another pen. And a glance.
Lovely, so it does explode.
3 pens and a glance.
It's enough to kill it.
Looking for a 6. No, it's double wrecked, but no explodes.
With the death of the Spartan, Vulcan and his boys have got out of their battle bus, and they have started to use this extra movement to shift towards the Alpha Legion lines.
As the assault squad makes combat, the Alpha Legion Sergeant has issued a challenge, which Ed has graciously accepted with his Salamanders Sergeant.
Yeah.
We will obviously roll that separately, but my unit goes in first, and we have 6 guys worth of 3 attacks. Looking for 4s to hit, which is not looking good. There we go. And I'm wounding on 4s once more. With Shred for chainswords. There we go. Okay, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8 arm saves, please, Ed.
I lose. Whoa, God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 men.
Wowzers.
7 men fighting back before they die. No special weapons or anything on them. So hitting on 4s and wounding on 4s. I cause no wounds in return. That's terrible. But now my sergeant goes because he's at initiative. So 3 attacks because of the sword and the pistol. Hitting on 4s. He only hits once. And wounding on a 4. No wounds.
It's unfortunate. As my sergeant comes in with his power fist at initiative 1, hitting on 4s. That's all 4 hits. And 2s to kill. Yep, he is dead twice over.
Lovely.
Thankfully, other wounds don't spill over.
I lose by 7, and with the sergeant dead, it's a double 1. Guess what? I fail. So, do you run me down, sir?
D6 plus initiative.
You don't run me down,
I
and
don't.
I leg it a whole 10 inches.
Woof.
And would you like to consolidate? You
I
consolidate
consolidate
flat now.
my initiative.
Yeah.
End of the Alpha Legion assault phase. I have consolidated 4 inches, which is my initiative, a little further around, whilst Ed's tactical marines continue or begin to run off the board.
Beginning of the Salamander's turn. And can I rally my tactical squad on a 7? No, they keep yeeting it. And they are going 11 inches. Salamander's movement phase, and I have split off Vulcan because he can move 8 inches, and without the shackles of the fire drakes, he's got that extra 2, and he is going to start trying to roll the flanks and causing distractions. The fire drakes chained off, and it is a massive 11-inch charge off to this Derideo, which will be lovely, but they're also able to support over here if my Contemptor fluffs, taking out the Alpha Legion Contemptor again. Pyroclast obviously pinned, so they're not doing anything. My Arcus has stayed still. It's pivoted around a little bit, but this scoring unit of Assault Marines must die, and if I stay still, I get my helical targeting array, so when Alpharius eventually shows up, I'll be able to intercept him. Dreadnought moved back a little, to which the Assault Marines did react, and they advanced to get them deeper into my territory. Tactical squad up here held still, because we're going to be furying. And down here, the pyroclasts moved into enemy territory. That is the Salamanders. Let's try and make this turn count, because I don't want Alfarius showing up and ruining my victory. Having a look at everything, with the Shroud Bombs and the Alpha Legion rules, my weapons from the pyroclasts wouldn't be in range of anything, so I've elected to just run them so that they can get closer and cause trouble. Starting things up, my Contemptor is going to fire into the Alpha Legion Contemptor and do the job this time. So, 2 melter shots, hitting on 2s, twin linked, both hit and wounding on 3s. That is only 1 wound, however, I am in melter range, so I get to reroll against Dreadnought. I still fail.
That's 1 5-up invulnerable save, which I fail.
Lovely, and then my Grav shoot. So again, targeting the top, and I go 2 inches, which still hits because it's a 3-inch template. And Haywire causes 1 invuln save, please.
5-up. Pass.
You pass, so I've caused 1 wound, and you have declared...
I will be returning fire.
Absolutely.
With my 2 melter guns, hitting on 2s. That's 1 hit. And wounding on a 2. No, on a 3.
On a 3?
I fail.
My pinned pyroclasts are going to try and finish the job, obviously firing their guns in melter form, but I need 6s to hit. I don't hit any. Ooh. Right, if no one else is surprised, I wasn't, so the Alpha Legion have declared more shenanigans. I chose my Arcus to fire at the assault squad that was right here, and Chris has done smoke and mirrors.
Correct. What you thought was an assault squad turns out, in the fog of war, it was just wisps of smoke.
Oh, what the hell?
So I have moved them 12 inches and then scattered D6. So they have landed specifically right behind the Contemptor Dreadnought.
Boo. With the movement of that assault squad, only the top turret and 1 las cannon can now see. So the top turret shooting them, hitting on 3s and wounding on 2s. So that's 4 wounds. They will be AP2, but there is now a ruin in the way.
So that's 4 5-up cover saves for 3 casualties.
Excellent. And then 1 las cannon, which you can still see, which promptly misses. Just going to preface, you're probably hearing lots of weird noises. It's fucking hot today! So we've left the door open, and someone is currently mowing the lawn, because of course they are. So sorry about the noises, but we are not going to stop sweating for your audio-visual purposes. So bear with it, kids. On to this. The Dreadnought is now firing into the assault squad. 12 shots, hitting on 2s. That's 11 hits. And wounding on 2s. God, I love rolling 1s. 3, 6, 8 wounds for me, Chris.
8 saves. I love it when you roll 1s as well.
Yeah, most people do. I endear myself to many people.
Okay, 8 armour saves. I'll do 4 before I get to the Sergeant on his 2-up. So 4 wounds. That's 3 down so far. 1 for the regular guy, still alive. Skillet still alive. He dies, and then a 2-up on the Sergeant is alive.
Volkite goes off 4 times and wounds twice so far. Thrice.
3 more 2-up armour saves on the Sergeant. He dies.
Down. Excellent.
Unit wiped.
Last thing in my shooting phase is Vulcan firing into the Deredeo. Now, I wasn't going to fire Vulcan because I didn't want him to get some return fire, but Chris has now used both his reactions in this phase, so I might as well. Vulcan has a 1-shot pistol, which misses, but on a 6 he still hits. No, I was going to explain how cool it was, because it becomes a D6 burst, but I missed.
That's my favourite pistol.
My assault phase, and the first thing I'm doing is charging my Dreadnought against the Alpha Legion Dreadnought. Now, Wobbly Model Syndrome, he's back here, but he's actually here. Now, it is a 4-inch charge, but because Alpha Legion becomes a 6-inch charge, because cover becomes a 7-inch charge, but I'm a Dreadnought +1 becomes a 7-inch charge. I hope you're keeping up at home. And first of all, Chris has declared
Overwatch with 2 melter guns.
Yay!
So this is 2 shots hitting on 2s. Still the 1 miss.
Yeah.
Wounding on a 3. That's a wound.
So invuln save, which I pass. And now I need to make a 7-inch charge, which I do just.
Very fortunate.
Okay, so the Fire Drake's original plan was to do a long bomb charge into this Deredeo. It was what I thought was 11, we actually measured it to 12. it's impossible because Alpha Legion adds +2, so I can't even make that attempt. So they are going to charge into the Contemptor just to guarantee that kill, and they make it very happily. Vulcan is now going to charge into the Deredeo, and it would be a 6-inch charge, becomes an 8-inch charge because of Alpha Legion, +1 because I am a movement 8 Primarch. Charge of a 7. Here we go! And Vulcan fails his charge. That is bad. Into the combat with the Dreadnought, and because I hit him with my Grav, he is -1 weapon skill, so he's down to weapon skill 4. My Contemptor going, rolling first with the same initiative, but I'm hitting on 3s because I am now better weapon skill. I only hit twice, but that needs 2s to wound because it's strength 9. 2 wounds becomes 6 because of brutal. So 6 saves, please, sir.
6 5-up saves. I got this, don't worry.
You'll be fine.
No.
No, you don't. But you do get to swing back. Would you like to fight the Drakes or the Dreadnought?
I'm going to hit some Drakes, I think.
Lovely. You'll still be hitting me on 5s because they're weapon skill 5 as well.
Yep, 4 attacks. Hitting on 5s.
Nice roll.
3 hits.
2s to wound.
Indeed. That's 3 wounds, and they are brutal as well.
They are. So the first gentleman taking 3. I have 3 up invulns because I've got the Thunder Hammer, Thunder Shield. So first guy lives, second guy dies, and third guy lives. So you kill 1 Drake in return. But now an explosion. How big do you explode, sir?
2 inches.
2 inches. That is going to hit my Dreadnought, obviously, and 4 Drakes. Would you like to roll 4 wounds, sir?
I would love to.
And obviously against the Dreadnought.
4 wounds against the Fire Drakes. Strength 8, so looking for 2s. That's 2 wounds.
2. They're fine because it's on their 2-ups.
Yep.
And against my Dreadnought, needing a 3.
Oh, in the tray. That's a wound.
And 2-up save for him. All fine. I'll get consolidating. So with the death of the Contemptor, I have consolidated, and I have conga-lined my Fire Drakes to come and try and scare the Alpha Legion, stop them shooting Vulcan. And obviously the Contemptor is pushing deeper into enemy lines.
Top of Alpha Legion turn 3, going for reserves. I have Alfarius and the Linnaeans to come on from Deep Strike on a 2+. There we go, that's better.
They're all on the board now.
We'll see if it is a disordered. On a roll of a 1, please no. Let's get it in the tray. There we go.
No,
Not
not for
disordered.
Alfarius.
At the top of Alpha Legion turn 3, with Alfarius on the board, I am declaring that he's going to use his Fleet special rule for the whole army. Alpha Legion turn 3 movement. We'll start with the Deredeos, which have retreated just a couple of inches. Both of them have pulled back, hoping to draw shots on the Fire Drakes, perhaps maybe the Arcus at the back. Moving on over, Exodus has left his perch and is following along to support the tactical squads, which have all moved forwards, one of which has run. The tactical squad in the centre has run. The other tactical squad has just moved, ready to shoot. The Headhunters have pressed up as well, ready to shoot the Pyroclasts along with the Recon squad. Alfarius and his Linnaeans have landed from Deep Strike. Unfortunately, whilst it wasn't a disordered charge, disordered Deep Strike, They did still scatter a significant amount and have landed behind the dreadnought.
With the arrival of Alfarius and friends, I have declared Interceptor. I'll spin him around, so he's actually doing it. So advanced reaction, Interceptor, so my dreadnought can fire. And with the helical targeting array, my Arcus may also fire at this squad. But one of his last cannons is out of sight. So I'll start with the Arcus. So that is 5 shots from the main gun, hitting on 3s for 4 hits, and wounding on 2s, because they're still strength 8. That is 3 AP2 wounds, sir.
That's 3 4-up invulnerables. That's 1 Terminator down.
Lovely. And the last cannon misses, and the heavy bolter hits 3 times and wounds 3 times.
3 2-up armor saves. All good.
The Arcus having killed 2 of these Terminators, it's the Dreadnought's turn to see what he can do. So hitting on 2s with his Volkite. That is 9 hits. No, not even that. 8 hits. And wounding on 2s for majority toughness. That would be 1, 2, 3, 6 full armor saves for you, sir.
That's 6 too many for my liking. 6 2-up armor saves coming at you. That's just 1 fail.
Volkite! Wounds again.
And another save.
It's enough!
Fails. That's 1 more Terminator dead.
With the arrival of the Deep Strikers, models within 6 need a pinning check, so this tactical squad are not pinned, only just, and obviously the Dreadnought is fearless, so can't be pinned.
Starting off the Alpha Legion's shooting phase in turn 3, the Headhunters are firing all of their combi weapons into the Pyroclasts. There are 7 combi plasmas in the unit, so rapid firing, that is 14 plasma shots. Hitting on 2s, still getting hot on 1s. There is 1 miss, 1 gets hot, no rerolls, don't know why I'm preparing to do that. Otherwise, 13 hits. And wounding now on 3s.
Because I'm a Salamander.
And on a 4-up, it is AP2. Thanks to breaching. Was 1 moment to go.
Yeah.
And 3s. There we go. So that is 6 AP2s and 3 regular saves. Armor save for my Headhunters gets hot. A 3-up, he's safe.
Loves it! Okay, so I have 3 normal armor saves to make with my 2-up, and they are all fine. And then I have 6 invuln saves to make because I am a Pyroclast. I get a 5-up invuln against this. So I only passed 1, so that's 1 dead, 2 dead, and a half. I'm also going to declare evade to see if I can save any of those 2.5 men on another 5-up. So I do. So I save 1 wound and 1 man comes back to life on a wound.
The second weapon in the unit is the combi melters. I have 3 combi melters in range. So 3 dice hitting on 2s. That's all hit. Wounding on
3s because I'm a Salamander. Oh, didn't
3
matter.
wounds.
But I still get an invuln because of Pyroclastery, which I saved 2, and then the evade still counts. No, so I do lose another man.
The Alpha Legion Tactical Squad will open fire into the Pyroclasts. This is the Tactical Squad which has not ran, so they are rapid firing. 24 shots. Looking for 3s. Another 2 up there. And then wounding on 4s. And we're looking at 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 armor saves, please, Ed.
2-up armors! I lose my 1 man. Sorry, I said I lost a man. Pyroclasts have 2 wounds, so 1 is on 1 wound.
Continuing the shooting, the Linnaean Terminators are opening fire on the Salamanders Tactical Squad in the ruins. I am Ballistic Skill 4, so would normally be hitting on 3s, but I have +1 to hit anything with Legiones, Astartes, Salamanders. So hitting on 2s. pretty good with just 2 misses.
Absolutely.
Wounding on 3s. Okay, that's pretty darn good. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 armor saves, please.
Right, I'm going to start tanking on my sergeant because I reckon these guys are going to die because you get to charge me anyway. So 1, yeah, that works. So that'll be 9 on the rest of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I lose another 1, 2, 3, gentlemen. So that's 4 deflag, if you would, sir.
Yep, 4 deflagrates. That's another 2.
Another 2. Doesn't kill anymore, but that is 3 and my sergeant dead. And I am declaring return fire! Okay, so I've lost 4 men, as I say, but I am returning fire. Now, touch of dubiousness. Tactical Marines, I did stay still and I'm firing, so we are going to play it as if I can Fury of the Legion. Now, we would like some clarification, or if anyone can point out whether I can or can't Fury of the Legion during a reaction, but as far as we can read, I can. So, this is 9 men, 36 shots, hitting on 3s. I will try to be quick, but everyone knows Fury is ridiculous. That looks good to me.
That's good.
And then wounding on 4s for majority, you're not especially tough.
Nope.
Lovely. I'm just, in the words of the B-Bone, get my carny hands ready. God, I miss him. And wounding on 4, so I will remove anything that's not a wound, because it's generally more of them when it's me. That would be, and 3, 4, 5, 6, I can't now. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's because I tried to be fancy. 11 wounds.
11 armor saves at 2+.
1 wound.
1 wound.
Yeah,
Wow.
Nice.
So that's 1 Terminator on 1 wound.
Beautifully done.
Alpha Legion Recon Squad number 1 is going to be shooting into the Pyroclasts. Hopefully I can pin these. 5 Nemesis Bolters. Not great. That's just 2 hits. Wounding on 3s for strength 5. That's 1 AP2 and 1 regular armor save.
Lovely. So the AP2 kills the guy on 1 wound, because you have to assign it to wounded guys, and then a 2-up save is saved on the other guy. And then a pinning check.
Yes, please.
And they hold.
Recon Squad number 2 is firing into the Pyroclasts in the centre of the board, again hoping to pin and shut them down, stop them advancing into my deployment. Hitting on 3s, still 2 hitting again. Wounding on 3s, that's just 1 wound, 1 regular arm save, please, Ed.
Whoop. Yeah, fine,
Just-
so I don't have to take a pinning check.
Derideo Dreadnoughts shooting into the Salamanders Arcus, Sicker and Arcus. So the first one with the las cannons hitting on 2s. That's 2 hits. Strength 10, that will now be side armour, which is 12.
Is it?
We've just quickly checked and it is side armour 12, so I'm going to be glancing on 2s. Of course I get a 1, which I can re-roll. So that's 2 penetrating hits.
Lovely. I do get a cover save, because there's a building in the way. I pass 1 and fail the other.
So the 1 penetrating hit in the trait account.
Go on, Chris, you got this.
I can do it. 2 goes up to a...
Shaken?
Yep, shaken, and Exoshock on a 5-up,
Nice.
which does...
Explode. Excellent.
After having removed the tank model, we measured up and nothing was within 6 inches, so there was no need to roll for the explosion. The second Alpha Legion Derideo will open fire on the Pyroclasts. The decision behind this is that they are a scoring unit, so whilst the Fire Drakes and Vulcan are very scary, they will end up being at the wrong end of the board and aren't scoring. So I'm looking for 2s to hit. 2 hits. Strength 10, so killing on 2s. Of course, there's just 1 cover save. You will get a 5-up cover save there.
Oh, thank you, sir. No.
1 dead from the las cannons, and I have my heavy bolter,
Yeah.
4 shots, hitting on 2s, twin linked. Reroll the 1, that's 4 hits, and wounding on 3s. That's 3 armor saves, please.
Of course, kills another one. Oh.
2 dead Pyroclasts. Wrapping up the Alpha Legion shooting, Alpharius has decided not to shoot his plasma blaster because it might make the charge into the tactical squad harder.
At the end of all that horrific shooting, I have 3 morale checks to make. Starting off with these pyroclasts. The Warden is the only man alive, so leadership 9, he's holding. The pyroclasts on the other side, again their Warden is still alive, so leadership 9, and they, would we call that cocked?
I'd say that's cocked.
Thank you, that's a gentleman. Okay, so they hold. And finally the tactical squad in the back there, needing a 7 because their sergeant did die. They hold just.
Top of the Alpha Legion turn 3 assault phase, Alpharius and the Linnaeans are going to multi-charge into the Contemptor and the tactical squad. The tactical squad need to be my primary target, as I did shoot them in my shooting phase. Having measured up, it's a 6-inch charge, which I failed, unfortunately.
Even with fleet, because it was 8 inches.
It was indeed, so that is a failed charge.
Ooh.
Headhunters are charging through the ruins into the pyroclasts. Having measured up, it would be an 8-inch charge, but because of fleet, it is 6 inches needed, which we make. Lovely,
And I have declared Overwatch because I have Dragon Breath Flammers, which is 2d6 for 3. Woo! They are strength 5, however, so wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds, sir.
2 3-up armor saves. We love
I
it.
don't care.
Alpha Legion Headhunters attacking the Salamanders Pyroclasts. I'll be rolling this handful of dice twice, so there are 40 attacks. The first 20 hitting on 4s. It's not great, and there's no independent character there to give me preferred enemy. So what are we looking at here? Ooh. So we have 2, 4,
That was as good as me.
5. So 5 there so far, and the second half, still not great. There we go, okay.
And plus 5.
Add 5 into that handful. 3, 4, 5. And now I have power daggers, which is strength 3, but rending on 5 up. So I'm wounding on 5s, rending.
You need to cause 4 to kill me.
2,
I can see 4.
4, 6, 8. Yeah. So that would be the unit
They're
dead.
very dead, and only 1 gets to strike back because my Warden has a power fist.
Indeed.
So I don't hit, and you get to consolidate.
Cool.
Beginning of Salamander's turn 3, and I have to see if I can rally these tactical marines. Leadership 7. No! Yeeting it 6 inches, which is off the board. Oh. Salamanders, turn 3 movement, and things are getting a bit tricky. I'm starting to be thin on the ground. So down here, Vulcan has moved so that he can attack either the Derideo or the recon squad up top, and then use his consolidation to ping away. And the fire drakes have moved over this way. I was measuring up charges, going, oh yes, that's a very healthy 4-inch charge, but of course, Alpha Legion plus 2. So my charges are not quite as comfortable as I was hoping they'd be. The lone pyroclast over here has run forward. I know he's going to get killed, but it's just stopping something heavy firing at anything else. And if he's ignored, he's scoring. The Dreadnought, I had a couple of choices whether to send him deeper into the lines and start annoying the Derideos, but actually this is a big ward of scoring Alpha Legion, and they haven't actually got that much to deal with this Dreadnought, so he's going to run over there and try and slow them down. As is the plan with my second Dreadnought, who was also ignoring the Liernans because I don't really think I can deal with them that well, but he can deal with his tactical marines. And last of all, This tactical squad has just moved backwards down the terrain because I'm just going to try and pull Alfarius deep into these lines. If he wants to kill me, he can come and kill me, but hopefully it pulls him away from stopping the Dreadnoughts attacking. And the last thing to mention was this tactical squad did withdraw when Vulcan came over there because they were just within 12. And the withdraw, even though being directly away, actually pushed them further up the board. So very savvy play. Okay, Salamander's turn through shooting, and there's only 2 units to shoot because I ran a lot of my other stuff. So my Dreadnought with the Volkite is going to fire into this tactical squad because I'd like to make them flee backwards and give me a bit more time. So hitting on 2s, that is pretty standard for me. Yeah, good. That's cocked. Misses, and then wounding on 2s. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, please, sir.
6 armor saves, and I am also evading.
Yeah.
So 6 3-ups. That's 3 so far failed, and 5 ups. That's 2.
2, deflag. Wounds 1 more.
Whoop. Armor save passed.
So just
1 wound.
Okay, and I'm firing against my better judgment, Vulcan against the Derrideo. I want to fire because his cool pistol missed last time. This is a silly idea for anyone who's wondering because it just means the Derrideo gets to return fire. But I've been convinced by the other lads that it's too cool not to do. So he hits on a 2.
We're sorry.
Well, never listen to your friends. So he's ballistic to your 6, so he can still hit on a 6. Well, bugger me. Well, bugger me. I take it all back. Always listen to your friends. So now it becomes D6 hits because of this special Wazzy pistol. So that's 4 hits. And wounds, it is strength 7. So 4s, 1 AP2 wound, sir.
1 5-up invulnerable save, which I failed.
Yay! Entirely worth it.
With 1 wound caused by the furnace's heart, I am returning fire. The las cannons hits on a 2. That's 2 hits. I'll still be wounding on 2s at strength 10.
Yep.
That's 2 wounds.
2 3-up invulns. Oh, for fuck.
Oh, mate.
And then heavy bolter.
I'm sorry for baiting you into this.
It's fine.
Heavy bolters hitting on 2s. All hit. Wounding on 6s. That's 2 wounds.
Don't you dare.
There you go. And as I'm probably going to die in the next combat phase, the Derrido will also fire his Boreas air missiles. They are Skyfire, so hitting on 6s. No, none of them have hit.
Straight into my charging phase, and I'm opening it up with the Fire Drakes charging into Exodus. They are 4 inches away, but that becomes 6 because of Alpha Legion shenaniganry.
I am also opting to Overwatch with Exodus, firing his 3 shots, precision shot on the champion,
Nice.
Legion champion. So hitting on 2s, 1 becomes a hit on a 6. Nope, so that's 2 hits. Strength 7, so wounding on 2s. It's 2 wounds at AP 2.
Lovely, so 3-up invulns. I passes them both, and then I need my 6-inch charge, which they make. Fire Drakes go boom. Vulcan charging now, and it would be a 3, becomes a 5 because of Alpha Legion. Drop down to a 4 because of +1. God damn, this is complicated. Right, 4 inches. He's in. Just. And my absolute last dash hope. This Contemptor is going to charge into this Tactical Marine. Now, bear with me, maths. 9 inches here becomes 11 inches because of Alpha Legion. Over terrain becomes 13 inches. But because I'm a Dreadnought, takes it down to 12 inches. So on a double 6, I can tie them up. And even if I don't, I get surge movement, which gets me close. So I don't charge, but I do get to go 3 inches for my surge. Opening it up with Vulcan, of course, because that's who we all want to see. Now on the charge he has 7 attacks. I am better weapon skill than the Derrideo, so I'm hitting on 3s, and I do have Master Crafted. So that is a lovely 5 hits, and I'm strength 10, so I'm wounding on 2s, and I'm AP 1, so that's 4 wounds, needing invulns, and each one is instant death. So every wound you suffer will become D3.
Okay, here comes 4 5-ups. Not quite, in fact, 3 of them have failed.
3 of them, so 3d3. So that is 3, 6, 7 wounds for 1 dead dreadnought.
Yeah.
So sorry, Chris was very eager. And he rolled up. So the explosion was a 6 inches, which hits obviously Vulcan, but also all of this Recon Marines.
Correct.
Recon Marines, and it doesn't quite hit my Fire Drakes though. So 4 against the Recon Marines, only wounding 2 of them, sir.
2 3-up armor saves. 1 goes down.
Yay! And on Vulcan, sir.
Yes, on a in the board to count. That won't do it.
No, because he's toughness 7. Would you please take a pinning check on your Recon Marines?
I would love to, you know. Leadership of 8. They are pinned.
Yay! Into the Fire Drakes and the champion Primus Medicae. So my champion has to issue a challenge. So I challenge you.
Exodus will accept.
Lovely. With the same initiative, so we're both going to strike at the same time because despite looking like I have a hammer, I actually have a Paragon Blade. But being a champion, I go to weapon skill 6. So I hit you on 3s. 4 attacks on the charge. So that is 2 hits. And wounding on 3s for a strength 5 weapon and 6s a murderous. That is 2 AP2 hits.
2 5-up invulnerable saves for a refractor field. 1 saved, 1 goes through.
Lovely, then you get to fight me back.
Yes, indeed. 3 attacks to hit you back. He has a power dagger, so I'm hitting you on 5s. That's 2 hits.
Nice.
Needing,
on 5s.
yeah, 5s to wound, rending on 5s. No, that's a 1 and a 2.
Rest of the squad fighting in. We've all got Thunderhammers, and I have 4 surviving Fire Drakes with the Primus Medicae as well. Now, Nick's told me just to roll the Primus Medicae, but no! I want all my men. So I'm hitting on 4s because we're the same weapon skill. Excellent, excellent. And I'm wounding on 2s because of Thunderhammery. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds becomes 12 wounds because brutal 2 Thunderhammers. Good luck.
Okay. Such a gentleman, Ed.
I know.
I'll do this twice, a handful of 6, looking for 5s. No.
I want to roll though. Good
It's
try.
not bad, but he's dead.
Last thing in my turn 4 does Vulcan heal, and he heals on a 4-up. He doesn't get his wound back.
Alpha Legion turn 4 movement. The Deredeo has stepped up his movement just to give him options when it comes to shooting. Moving over, the Recon Squad is pinned, so no movement there. Onto the Tactical Surge. 1 Tactical Squad has ran to try and escape the Fire Drakes and make it to the goal. The 2nd Tactical Squad has decided it will hold its ground and see if they can sell their lives dearly.
They will.
The Headhunters have advanced from their hiding position, making a desperate dash for the end zone, whilst Alfarius has detached from the Linnaeans and is going Dreadnought hunting, whilst the Linnaeans themselves have pulled around the corner, hunting Ed's remaining tactical squad.
And I reacted by moving my Dreadnought 4 inches because of his initiative to get him a bit closer over here.
Alpha Legion shooting phase, turn 4. Kicking off with the Recon Squad. They are pinned, so they're going to be snap shooting at the sole remaining Pyroclast.
Boo!
This is Ed's final scoring unit, so this could be massive. Hitting on 6s. Nothing.
Good.
Continuing shooting the Pyroclasts with the Deredeo Dreadnought. Opening up with the las cannons. This is hitting on 2s. That's 1 hit.
Twin linked.
Thank you very much. 2 hits. Wounding and killing on 2s. That's 2 wounds.
Lovely. I am going to declare evade just on the absurd hope that I survive, so I need 2 5-ups I can do it too!
He believes.
You do have heavy bolter though.
I do indeed have heavy bolters.
It's revenge for turn 1, that was.
It is indeed. Heavy bolters hitting on 4s.
2s?
3s, 2s even.
Yeah.
Hitting on 2s, that's all have hit. Wounding on 3s.
That's the one.
That is 4 wounds.
Right, now watch me bollock this up. Suffer 1 wound, but I'm alive. Thank you, Chris. This just reminded me I also get evade. To save it. This pyroclast. Yes.
Rock solid. Finally, the Deredeo is going to fire his 4 Boreas air missiles. These are Skyfire, so hitting on 6s.
We didn't think it would come to this.
Oddly enough, none of them have hit.
Yay.
Continuing the shooting phase, the Alpha Legion Tactical Squad are opening fire on the Fire Drakes. They are all in rapid fire range, and because they haven't moved, will be Fury of the Legioning as well. That's 30 shots, hitting on 3s. Let's remove the misses. Okay. Oh, one more. And then wounding on 4s. Hopefully, I might get at least 1 fire drake out of it. Wounding on 4s. That is 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 saves, please, Ed.
11 2+ saves would feel no pain. I have failed 3. That would be a Fire Drake and a half. And it is a Fire Drake and a half.
The Alpha Legion Recon Squad is firing into Ed's Dreadnought in the centre of the field. It's 5 Nemesis Bolters, hoping for the Wrens. I have activated the Preferred Enemy special rule, so I'll be re-rolling 1s to hit and to wound. Okay, so that is just 2 hits. That's all fun. And then I'm looking for 5s for the rending, re-rolling 1s.
Don't worry about it.
There we go.
So 5 up invuln. I take a wound.
Alfarius is opening fire with the Hydra's Spite onto the Contemptor Dreadnought, hitting on 2s. If I roll a 1, I re-roll and hit on a 5.
Primarchs never roll 1 to hit.
Never! That's 2 hits. This is strength 8, so I'm looking for 3s to wound. That's 1 wound. With my Preferred Enemy, I can re-roll the 1 to wound. So that's another wound, but not AP4, not AP2.
Lovely, so 2 up armor saves. I'm fine. And I will be returning fire. 12 shots back at Alfarius, hitting on 2s. Oh, now I can roll. And wounding on 4s, because we are toughness 6 and strength 6. So that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, sir.
8 armor saves of 2 up. 8. 2 up armor save. That is all passed.
Lovely.
The Linnaean Terminators are wrapping up the shooting phase with their Volkite into the tactical squad, looking for 2s once more to hit, and re-rolling 1s for Preferred Enemy. So there are a couple of 1s there to be re-rolled. And another one there. Great, that seems to be all of them have hit. And I'll be wounding on 3s. Re-rolling 1s once more for Preferred Enemy. There we go.
There's
Oh,
another
there's
one.
another one.
Yeah.
Fabulous. There we go, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 armor saves.
So I promptly fail a big handful of them. That's 6, that is the squad wiped.
Turn 4 Alpha Legion Assault Phase. Alfarius is declaring a charge on the Contemptor Dreadnought.
I will Overwatch.
Please don't.
I mean, it worked so well last time. 2s to hit. That equals out. There it is. And then 4s to wound, because you are toughness 6 as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds this time.
Okay, 6 armor saves.
6 ones,
2
please, for me, Chris.
You ordered them?
I got one. I got one. D flag. Doesn't wound, but
Alfarius is on 5 wounds.
I do hurt him.
Charge distance is 7 inches. With Alfaris' movement modifier, it brings it down to 6. So 2d6, and we make it.
Well in.
Alfaris hitting the Dreadnought at initiative. 7 attacks on the charge, needing 3s to hit you. Rerolling any 1s, but there's no 1s there, just a couple of 2s. And now, strength 6 with the Pale Spear, so I need 5s to wound, but each wound is instant death.
Ooh, that's 2.
So that's 2 instant death, that is D3 wound.
2 invulns, which I save 1, so D3. Oh, get in, Craig. You do cause 2 wounds to me. Okay, so I survived. I do get to swing back. I'm not a combat dread, so I only have 3 attacks. I'm hitting on 5s because Alfaris is better than me. I hit him once. I am still strength 7 though, but I don't wound him. Salamanders movement, and over on this flank, my very, very, very lucky Pyroclast has shifted himself round the back of this terrain, and he's starting to get into the enemy deployment zone. However, that did trigger. Bum, 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 bum. The Deredeo reacted and moved so he could actually get a better firing solution on. Vulcan, I kind of gave up for a lost cause chasing down over here. So I've sent him back to try and kill as much as I can, because attrition is a secondary in this game, so the person who's killed the most units does gain an extra point. So I'm going to hope Vulcan can charge the Deredeo, kill it, save my Pyroclast, and win the day. But it looks like an easy charge until you remember it's -2 because of Alpha Legion, which has been causing me headaches all game. Over here on this flank, the Fire Drakes moved up within 1 inch of the tactical squads, but again, always remember that is now a failable charge because they count as 3 inches away. I'm not stressing. And over here, my Dreadnought is bursting through the breach to try and stem this blue cobalt tide of gorgeousness from scoring all my points. And I got lucky, Alfarius is held up with my Dreadnought. And over here, nothing's alive. The Alpha Legion have killed it all. Boo. With the melter working well, we'll fire the Grav. So I'll fire here, which hits me 4 with the direct hits. And that is a 1 inch scatter, so I think that'll just be 3 of them hits. 1 inch. Absolutely 3 hits. So wounding on 3s. Oh no, not wounding at all. It's toughness tests to cause wounds.
So with 3 guys, I need to get 4 or under on each dice. Take a wound. That's 2 wounds taken, 2 armor saves of 3 up. Loved it.
Both fine.
Returning fire with the tactical squad. They are rapid firing, so there are 20 bolters. Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1 still for the preferred enemy. 1, 2. That's not terrible. That's all of them have hit. I would like some of those 6s again, which is needed to wound. So 6s needed to wound, again re-rolling 1s. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds so far. Any 1s? Nope, it's just 4 wounds.
1 in the corner.
Oh, 1. Re-roll. No.
Yes, going to be 1.
That 6 wasn't one of them.
Cock dice. So I do take 1 wound on the way. The only other unit I could shoot is Vulcan, and I'm not going to shoot him. I would shoot at the Deredeo, but obviously Alfarius gives the 2 reactions, so I just get shot in return. I don't want to do that. Straight into my charge phrase, and this Dreadnought is going into these tactical marines, and Chris has declared hold the line, so he needs a morale check, which he promptly passes. Excellent. My other charges will be the Fire Drakes over here and Vulcan into the Derrideos. So let's get some dice. I'll start with my Fire Drakes charging in. Now they're only an inch away, normally that would be an auto charge, but because of Alpha Legion shenaniganry, I need at least a 3 to get in.
Double one, please.
Oh, I tried. So the Fire Drakes are in. And Vulcan over on the other side, it's a 4-inch charge, becomes a 6 because of Alpha Legion, becomes a 5 because of my movement characteristic. And Vulcan fails the charge. That's not what I wanted.
That's massive. Surge.
And the final charge is my Contemptor into this Tactical Marine. Now I'm going through cover, -2, Alpha Legion -2, but +1 again. So I need a 4 to get in, and he does. God, why couldn't Vulcan do that? We'll begin my combat phase by finishing off Alfarius, the Primarch that can actually make a charge. We'll let him fight my Dreadnought. So his initiative, he goes first.
This is 6 attacks, hitting on 3s. Helps if I get one in the tray.
Not preferred this time.
No. So that's 5 there. One more. There we go. So remove the 1 and the 2.
And then needing 5s again.
5s again, which are instant death. So that's 2 of them.
Again. 2 inbound saves. I failed both. That's 2d3. And that
3,
is
4,
5. 5, which is enough to kill me. And my Dreadnought dies.
How far do you explode?
Ooh, I rolled a 3. Let's measure. So the 3-inch radius does hit Alfarius and hit 1 Recon Marine. So to win the Recon Marine on a 2, it does wound. Does it?
That'll be a 3-up armor save for the Headhunter. Passed.
And then to hit Alfarius on a 2, it does.
And a 2-up armor save, which he loves.
After winning that combat, Alfarius has consolidated a lot closer to this Dreadnought, who is now going to fight. Only got 3 attacks now because the Alpha Legion held the line, hitting on 3s because I'm better. I only hit once. And wounding on a 2, I don't wound! Oh, catastrophic!
No. Tactical squad hitting back against the Dreadnought. I have 10 with crack grenades. So they hit automatically and are strength 6, so needing 5s to wound. I will take that. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 saves, please.
Right, let me just clear that so I can see. I suffer 1 wound. And now nice. A Power Fist.
Indeed. Sergeant with a Power Fist. Fails to hit.
But I take a wound. Over into the combat with the Fire Drakes, and with my champion I must challenge. Do you accept, sir?
My sergeant accepts boldly.
Lovely, so my champion will go first at initiative 5. So he hits on 3s, because I'm much better than you were. And then I wound on 3s, so that is 2 wounds, but no instant death.
Sergeant is still very much dead.
Very much dead, with 1 rollover. Extra.
14 tactical marines returning, with just their punches. Looking for 4s to hit, 5s to hit.
5.
That's not so great. Just the 3 hits. And wounding on 4s. Just the 1 wound.
It's enough to kill a guy if I fluff this. Oh,
which you don't.
Remainder of the Fire Drakes and the Primus Medicator fight. So I'm hitting on 3s because I'm a better weapon skill. And they reroll 1s because they have their Nocturnian something or other. Lovely. And then I'm wounding on 2s. 4. Many much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds. So I've won combat by 7, become 6 because of the Vexilla. So needing a double 1 to hold still from the Alphas.
Oh! Who'da thunk it?
End of my turn, and I have to do a couple of It Will Not Die. So, on my Fire Drake here that took a wound, it's on a 5-up. Lovely, he gains his wound back, and Vulcan regains his wound on a 4-up. He doesn't.
Top of Alpha Legion turn 5. This potentially could be my final turn of the game. Movement phase, I've decided not to move the Deredeo in case it triggered a reaction from the Pyroclast. The Recon Marines also have not moved for the exact same reason, potentially with Vulcan. Moving around, both of my tactical squads are tied up in combat.
Lucky to be alive!
Very, very lucky to be alive. Alfarius has pushed around behind the Dreadnought. There was a bit of thinking about this, as if the game were to end on this turn, I could have sent Alfarius in towards the primary objective. I think, though, it would be much more entertaining and more fun if he fights the Dreadnought, and if we get a 6th turn after this, then it could change things significantly. My Linnaean Terminators have lined up on the goal line, waiting to receive any oncomers, and the Headhunters have made a dash into the end zone as well. Alpha Legion turn 5 shooting, starting with the Recon Marines into the lone Pyroclast. This is 3 Nemesis Bolters hitting on 3s. Typic to form, I miss one. That is 2 hits, wounding on 3s. 5s are AP2, 1 in the tray. 1 AP2 wound, please.
There's nothing I can do about the AP2, she's down to 1 wound. Okay, we've had a little look up at it. Chris is granting me a 6-up cover save for the intervening Deredeo missiles, very gentlemanly. Which I probably fail, he's down to 1 wound.
With the Pyroclast still standing, I'm going to add in fire from the Deredeo Dreadnought.
Evade! It worked once, it'll work twice.
Surely. Lightning can strike twice. Starting with the las cannons, hitting on 2s. Twin links.
Oh, crap.
2 hits. Wounding on 2s. It's 2 wounds.
Here we go again!
Unbelievable! Very disappointed that didn't work. Well played, Ed. Onto the heavy bolters. Hitting on 2s. All hit. Wounding on 3s. That's 3 wounds.
3 wounds. I've only got 1 wound remaining, but I have a 2-up save. He's dead!
Whoa! That is massive.
So excited I forgot about evade, but I do need a double 5 for the 3rd time in a row. No,
Whoa.
not this time, but it was very close. Down goes the Pyroclast.
Moving into the assault phase, Alfarius is going to attack the Contemptor Dreadnought. Double 1 is needed for the charge, which we make. With the charge made, Alfarius gets 7 attacks into the Dreadnought, hitting on 3s.
Mastercrafted?
That's what I'm getting. There we go. So 2 misses. And 5s needed to wound, which are instant death.
Ooh.
That is 3 of them. Love
So
seeing
3,
the feather.
5 ups. I don't take any, so it's D3 wounds each. This is bad. Oh, there you go. 9 wounds. And how far do I explode? Ooh. I go a massive 5. So we've measured up the explosion. I'm hitting all the Marines here. Obviously Alfarius. 1 Marine down here and 1 Fire Drake. So rolling to wound the tactical squad on 2s. So that would be 10 of them.
10 armor saves of 3 up. That is
4 dead.
4 dead.
Yep. Rolling to wound Alfarius on a 3 up. Does wound him.
2 up armor save is passed.
And then 1 more Alpha Legion Marine down the bottom. Wounds.
Saves.
And he's fine. Now roll my Fire Drake, sir.
Rolling to wound the Fire Drake on a 2. It wounds.
And a 2 up armor. He's okay. And also finally a pinning check on these Marines.
Leading a leadership of 8. The Sergeant.
Yes.
They're good. Final combat of the turn is the Fire Drakes against the tactical squad. I will be going first with my... Oh no, sorry.
Yeah,
Ed's
champion.
champion will be going first.
Lovely. And there's no one to challenge out, so the champion just has to swing away on his own. 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. They all hit, and killing on 3s because he has AP2 Paragon Blade. He only kills 1 guy though.
We remove that chap.
Now you get to fight.
Now I have 6 tactical marines remaining. Hitting on 4, 5s for majority weapon skill. That's a lot of 6s though.
Nice.
for 2 misses and needing 4s to wound. I'll take that, 3 wounds.
And you do cause a wound. Lucky
Feel no
I
pain?
saved. Oh, feel no pain, of course. Primus Med, I forgot. No. My attack's back now, hitting on 3s. I have a better weapon skill in the trait count, and re-rolling 1s because I'm a fancy Fire Drake boy. And then killing happily on 2s. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dead, the squad.
Tail end of our Alpha Legion turn 5 comes to the It Will Not Die rolls. For Alfarius on a 5-up to regen a wound, he does. And for the Linnean Terminator as well on a 5-up, he also gets it back.
Nice one. Salamanders turn 5, and we're not bothering with top down because I only have 2 units to move. So Vulcan went hunting this sodding Deredeo, which he will kill at some point, and Chris elected to react and moved away from him just to make it a more favourable charge. And my Fire Drakes, which had consolidated back this way into enemy deployment zone, have just moved so they're close enough to make some sort of ridiculous long bomb charge. If it works, wonderful. Vulcan charging now. I'm skipping over my shooting phase because I again don't want to be reacted on. So Vulcan into the Deredeo.
I will be overwatching, so starting with the las cannons, hitting on 2s, twin linked, 2 hits, wounding on 2s, that's 2 wounds.
3 up invulns for Vulcan. I take another wound. And heavy bolters there.
Indeed, heavy bolters. 4 dice hitting on 2s, twin linked, all hit, and wounding on 5s.
6s. I'm toughness 7.
No wounds.
Lovely. And I, after all the maths, I'll not bore you with it, but I need a 3-inch charge, which I do finally. Woohoo! Clank. Over here, the Fire Drakes do need a 12 after all their maths to get up to these Recon Marines. But even if I fail it, I get a surge move, so I'm happy just to get deeper into territory. That is not a 12, but at least I get a surge. Vulcan now swinging. 7 attacks on the charge, hitting on 3s with Master Crafted. So he hits 5 times. He's strength 10, so he's wounding on 2s, and each one is instant death. So that is 5 invuln saves, if you would, sir.
Sure thing. 5 invulnerable saves of 5 up. That's 2 passed, so 3 of them.
3d3. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a dead dreadnought. How far does it explode for you, sir?
It will go 3 inches.
Enough to hurt Vulcan.
So on a 2.
And a 3.
3
toughness 7. 2 up save. He doesn't. He takes another wound from the explosion. End of my very quick turn, and it's my It Will Not Die. Vulcan, please heal a wound at some point in this game. No. And the Fire Drake gets to try and heal his on a 5-up. No, but because I have a Primus Medicate, it's rerollable. He doesn't. Right, so that's the end of 5 turns. This game can go to a 6 on the roll of a 4-up. Chris, do the honours.
It's a 2.
Ends.
Whoa.
Let's work it out.
Whoa, I didn't see that coming.
That's the game, everybody, and oh my Christ.
What a game that was.
So it's ended up, we've counted it up, 4 points apiece for a draw.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much.
I love a draw, because no
So
one goes
good.
away. Oh, man. That could have gone so many different ways for some. If it had gone to turn 6, this game was yours
Yes,
by a mile.
absolutely.
A mile.
Absolutely.
But then if I'd have made any charges with Vulcan at
No.
any point, he would have started rolling through. Combats were held up, but my Pyroclast lived.
Yep. Yeah.
Your Dreadnought saving, so the luck was with us, each of us at different points, and that has made...
Such a
sorry
great
to
game.
everyone else, that's been my favourite game.
I would agree.
Kind of
My
been a guess.
favourite game of the year.
Thank you so much. And it's been glorious seeing your blue, coal white, gorgeous armour going through. However, I do have to caveat that. Fucking hate Alpha. My God!
They are fantastic.
We have not filmed very much of it, but there has been a lot of me going, oh, it's +2, for fuck! Because every time I'm measuring a charge going, yes, this is a wonderful, wonderful move. And look at me, oh no, it's +2. And your Recon Marines with +8.
Shroud bombs.
Shenaniganry.
Yes.
Can the internet help us on this one, though? Flamer templates.
Yes.
So flamer templates are 8 inches long.
Yes.
Your guys always count as 8 inches away.
With Shroud Bombs, they count as 6 inches away,
And
adding
Alpha
on
Legion.
Alpha Legion for a further 2 inches.
So what does the internet think? Does the internet think flamers can hit them? We thought not, because it
Yeah.
does clearly state all shooting attacks.
Yes,
and they're
indeed.
only in shape. That's so cool.
It's
It's
great.
awesome.
So good.
What I was saying during the game was I was getting really frustrated playing, like, just every time I thought I was doing something, oh no, they're +2, oh no, we're doing this, oh no, Jesus. How cool is it that they've managed to get
Yes.
that really infuriating way
Yeah.
of playing Alpha Legion into a rule such as simple as it's -2.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've been getting frustrated but smiling about it at the same
Yes.
time. It's
Yeah.
been really
Absolutely. I'll admit, when I first saw that Legion rule, I was a little disappointed because on paper it doesn't add
Yeah,
up to much until you get it on the tabletop. It is
It's
massive.
You're going through terrain, that's -40 your
Yeah.
charge. And you've seen me, I mean, this is me, let's not forget my dice roll is never stellar, but it's made a difference. I have
Really
noticed
has.
make a difference.
Yes.
The shooting, the multi-melter wanting to return on your Exodus,
Yes. Yeah.
that was massive. Literally 24 inches away, so you got to use your special
Yep.
rule, but you could to my special rule. So,
Yeah.
I've
What a game.
smiled a lot. Thank you very much. Once again, Chris, thank you so much for coming up. Chris sent us a message on Facebook, and we were very lucky you were up for
Yes.
work,
Yep.
and we could manage to slot you in, get a date ready for playing.
Mhm.
So thank you very much.
No,
I really,
thank you for
really
having me.
appreciate that. You've come an absolutely massive way, and you've got a journey ahead of you again.
Yes,
tonight.
indeed. I have.
Hugely. It's a boiling hot day here in Newcastle.
It really is.
We filmed with the door open, so please ignore any sounds. I know there's a dog barking right now.
So inconsiderate.
I know. So we are also sweating like apes. So sorry about that, any of you audiophiles out there. I just can't thank you enough, mate. Once again, Scribes of War.
Scribes
who
of
you
War,
play with.
Stratford upon Avon. If you're in the area, hit me up on Facebook and we'll get you along.
Absolutely. And the last thing, I'll get it right this time. John's painting commission is called Calling It Done. There you go,
There we
John.
go.
There's your plug, sir. Wonderful. All that is left for you to do, sir, is pick a banner and sign it. Thank you very much,
Thank
Chris.
you.
I'd love to play you
Fantastic.
again, sir. Thank you
Excellent.
very much. Anytime. You go to quite a lot of events,
Yes,
you were just
indeed.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll meet there.
I also run events as well.
Oh,
so-
fantastic. What are they called?
I've not got any dates set yet, but I've run the Merchants of Venetia series, a 3-piece series, and we'll be picking up on some in the next year.
Oh, please send me a message when you've got some
Certainly
dates,
will do.
and I will be first in the queue. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for everybody out there watching. I hope you enjoyed as much as I played, and if you didn't enjoy watching as much as I played, I don't care because I had a great time. Till next time.
Take care.
All I have. Oh, if you stopped.
Yeah, stop following.
No.
For the
That's fine.
thing,
Because I've got a template.
So where you going?
I am going to put the template over here so that it doesn't bollock up my charge.
Sign
You've
something.
got to sign it down.
Got
the
the
end.
War Master.
Oh, everyone's a traitor. Everyone's a traitor.
Royalists are boring.
I'm going to swap. These are magnetized. I'm going to swap it just to piss people off. I do agree, loyalists are boring.
So, Ed, do you want us to get your box or you that little bit taller?
I'm happy to be short.
You're not that short.
Exactly, right? I am average height. The problem is I play with Martin's like 17 foot or something.
The Harrowing has been called. Leading their charge is Alfarius, Primarch of the Alpha Legion and Chief of... Fuck. Okay, ready?
When you're ready, Captain.
The Harrowing has been called, and the Alpha Legion have returned. Alfarius is leading the charge with his retinue. That's the word. Okay.
So with the Arcas taking out 2 of the Liernans, now the
Derrideos. Oh, sorry. Let's start that again. After having removed the template, it's not a template at all. Alpha Legion turn 4 movement. The Derrideo has stepped up his movement just to give him options when it comes to shooting. One of the tactical squads
Remainder of the Fire Drakes and the Primus Medicator fight. So hitting on 3s, because I'm a better weapon skill.